everybody, and welcome to Hypno LA Presenters Series. Today, we are joined by the beautiful Michael Pappas.
Hi.
Michael is known as the Spiritual Ambassador. He is a
Yes.
certified consulting hypnotherapist, energy healer, card reader, and an educator from Salem.
Yes.
You are in Salem?
Lo-
Wow.
Yes. Yeah. Salem, Massachusetts, the famous witch city where the witch trials were. A lot of fun, magical energy around here. So that's great. Yes.
Wow. Well, welcome to the stage, Michael Pappas.
Thank
How
you.
are you today?
I'm great. It's a beautiful summer day here, and just enjoying everything, getting ready for conventions and everything else the summer has to offer.
Yeah, I know we've got a lot coming up. We have Hypno Thoughts Live. We're going to get to see each other in just less than a month, and that's
Yeah.
going to be awesome, getting to see each other and give hugs. Yes, yes, yes.
Excited for the hugs. Yes.
Yeah. So I know that you're coming in and you really are this beautiful energy spiritualist type person. And your workshop is energy hygiene. What exactly does that mean?
So energy hygiene is really about, just like you would have normal hygiene for your body, right? Like where you take care of your skin, your hair, and everything else going on, you take a shower. The same thing applies to your energy, especially when you're working in a field where you're dealing with people's traumas, emotions, anything to do with those types of communications. People really do have a tendency to leave a lot on the table. And as practitioners, whether you're doing regular consulting work, or you're doing like even just stage work, you could have people's energy left behind. And especially when you're doing more of the energy stuff like I'm doing, where energy healing, chakra balancing, past life regressions, there's absolutely people's trauma kind of left behind. And so what I talk about are ways to ground and shield your energy so that you can be protected from those types of things, so you're not bringing all that energy home with you. I mean, if you've ever had a client, like a repeat client, where you're like, oh, this person again, I'm always drained by them. It's like, I have a lot of practices where you won't feel that way, where you're working on your own energy reserves, where you feel grounded and in control. And after a whole long day of work, I can read people all day long and not be drained by the end of it. In fact, more jazzed up and even more accelerated, and just pulling on, it's not even reserves. It's just, I'm not accepting other people's energy. I know what to do with it. So I talk about that, and anybody can do that. You don't have to be a certified anything to have the intention of what to do with energy. So it's
I,
really everybody.
I love that because you hear so many people, and even going to these conferences and events, people are with people all day long and they come away feeling, exhilarated, but also drained. And you'll have therapists who say they feel everybody's energy and they're taking everybody's energy, and then they're drained at the end of the day. So what you're saying is you have some really good grounding techniques that can help people kind of be able to conserve their energy and be actually stimulated by this.
Be more efficient, grounding your energy, connecting your energy properly, protecting it, and essentially, like, yeah, that gives you the ability to just drink from your own fountain and be able to do your work, stepping in. And you know it's like stepping into the flow state and staying there without being drained. A lot of people who get into energy healing and practice, they feel like they're giving their energy away, or that people are taking from them. And even just having that intention or that idea is doing that, right? And so there are certain boundaries that you need to take, that are not complicated, that can set you up for success, to work with all of your clients, to take on lots of different people. And whether you're into speaking in front of a large group of people, or you're doing a practice for a large group of people, feeling more exhilarated from that, what to do with that energy. So it's great.
It's amazing. It is amazing, and so much needed in this kind of work that we do when we're dealing with people that are really struggling, and they come to us because of their struggles. So Michael, your work is going to be such a benefit to people coming in, and we'll have a whole grounded Hypno LA crew there, because they'll come into your class and they'll just be all just walking the vibe the whole time. I love it. So tell us a little bit about you. Did you grow up in Salem or that area? And what a little bit about you? How did you get into this work as an energy worker at Reiki? I think you do Reiki as well. And
Absolutely.
card reading, and you do all kinds of things. Share a little bit about your journey.
Sure. So I grew up south of Boston. Salem is just north of Boston. I grew up south in this area, which has the Bridgewater Triangle or Hockomock Swamp. It's known for paranormal activity and
Oh,
like it's a spiritual kind of like weird hot spot. Even though there's not a lot of like spiritual community there, it's just a weird energy place. Um, but yeah, I always grew up with this idea that magic was real and that anything is possible. I grew up in a religious like household and family. So we were Christian based, and I kind of I grew up always seeing magical things, spirits, angels, darker things too, entities and demons, and being plagued by those sorts of things. And so that really had me at I was kind of abutting like two different worlds. Like, what do I do with this? I'm being told one thing, I'm seeing something else. I'm gay, and so growing up in the '90s too was also very difficult. I write about this in the book that I'm a part of too, which is Got Our Factor. Their words of wounds turned to wisdom, an anthology on resilience. So that's great. It's not just my book; it's a combination of like 10 different authors under the lead of Dr. Marina Costina, who's a wonderful friend as well and fellow hypnotist. And so it's that we all wrote about our traumas and different types of resilience that it took to overcome that, which the R factor is something they teach you in psychology. And so it's just kind of everyday people and how we used our trauma to get to where we're going. And so mine was about this like mind game of seeing spiritual things, becoming a spiritual person, knowing my truth, trusting who I am, being authentic to me, while also having the world around me tell me it's completely different. And so how did I work with, the love of myself from the love of my family to get to where I needed to be? And really my journey is about loving myself, because once I learned to love myself, I could trust myself, and that those kind of go hand in hand. And I was able to tap into my energy, not looking outside of myself for validation or looking outside of myself for different types of energy. And that helped me tap into that pure source of like, loving and trusting myself, and then being able to share that with other people. And so, I had Reiki that like helped me bring all of that in. I had a spiritual development teacher who helped me work on my psychic gifts, healing traumas through the chakra system, and developing all of these different gifts that I have that come out through different modalities like reading tarot cards and doing hypnosis and passive regression and energy healing. And each one is just another layer helping me become the best version of myself. And I'm just about getting people aligned with their path, doing what they should be doing, and being the best version of themselves.
I kind of was good. That was going to lead into the next question about what great piece of advice or, would you give somebody that's newer on this beginning journey? And, just kind of back to that, you show up with such beautiful energy, and your class is about energy, but you do show up with that authentic self, unapologetically all you. And I think that's so many people do get hidden behind that little mask of kind of what you're this duality of who am I in the world that I'm in, and can I just be authentically me and people will love me or not. It's whatever, but you have that beautiful heart that shows. And so, it kind of goes back to what you were saying, but what is the number one piece of advice that you would give?
I would say, you said masks, which I love that word. We all have a variety of different hats we wear on different jobs, and a lot of masks we put on in the different ways we show up to different people, like who I am in front of my family or in front of my friends or in front of, your partner. Those are all different types of masks that we kind of put on. And so if you challenge yourself to look behind the mask, how you're really feeling, or like that, those voices in your head, and you get to this place of feeling like, well, what's my authentic answer? What am I really feeling about this? And how can I convey that to people around me? That's about boundaries, trusting yourself, and just honestly being honest with you, because a
Okay.
lot
Yeah.
aren't honest with ourselves. It starts there. And that, I think I started with mirror work. I looked myself in the mirror, I looked myself in the eyes, and I just held a stare. And I started to cry. I mean, try it. It's so intense to look at yourself in the face and then tell yourself, I love you. you know, and like love yourself and choose that. Like, just try it. I mean, if you haven't been able, like that, it's very intense, and it starts there. It starts with trusting yourself to hold space for you. Once you can do that, you really start to do this work that, you know, it doesn't have a beginning or an end. It doesn't have an agenda. It doesn't have any particular track, and no one can tell you how to do it. You know, like you just, no one can tell you what's specifically going to happen to you. It's also bespoke and different for each of us. And I think that's what makes us our own unique, beautiful people.
I love that. That's beautiful, beautiful, as you are. Words of wisdom for sure. Words of wisdom. I love that. I think that's another. I think that should be we need to do that as a class at one of the events, right? The
Yeah.
mirror work. I think that would be really beautiful and powerful. I like that. All right. So what are you most excited about coming to Hypno LA? I know you've got a lot of things going on this year, and this is just tossed out there kind of last minute for everybody here. And
You
what are
know,
you?
I love that LA has a huge community of energy conscious people. They're, you know, everyone knows that in LA, people are, you know, consulting their hypnotist or their tarot card reader or their psychic or all together, you know, I mean, when you're all of those things in one. And for advice and for guidance. And I'm so excited with my hope that like there will be more than just other hypnotists there, that everyday people can show up to this Hypno LA and receive information, amazing takeaways. They can find like their own sense of healing or those different teachers that they need to bring them to the next level. There's such a large community already there that I hope that more people that aren't just put up like, oh, it's for hypnotists. It's like, it's not. It's for everybody. And we want everybody to come and experience and enjoy what we have to offer because, you know, blue skies, baby. Like the world is your oyster. Open it up. See what's available for you. And you never know who you're going to meet. Like all of us coming from all around the world, you know, experts in our different positions. You know, I just feel like it's going to be such an amazing moment, like this precipice of like the next chapter that we've all been waiting for.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, that's what I'm hoping for, that connection, community, and spreading just the hypnosis community. I know it's Hypno LA, but we really want people to kind of have that idea that this is a really place to come and learn a lot of things and grow in general. So I'm going to ask you one other question. Can you share a moment with a client that completely changed the way you think?
A moment with a client that completely changed the way I think
About your work.
about my work.
Yeah.
Um, there's so many, honestly. I learn from my clients all the time. There's so many opportunities that I have for my own introspection and my own growth. I think past life regression has given me the most eye-opening things because, you know, no matter what your spiritual truth is, no matter what you believe about that, your brain is in control. And it is giving you a metaphor, at the very least, of how to unpack and deal with your situation and what you're trying to overcome. And I've helped people experience some truly phenomenal things that blow my mind. And I always keep a very open, I'm like, go for it. Like, I try to give me something I haven't heard, seen, thought, or felt before. Like, I want to get to all of those most interesting and very, like, you know, crucial thoughts and emotions and feelings. I'm trying to think if there's one in particular. All of them are about challenging. They're challenging the mind. They're challenging your circumstances, putting you in a role of responsibility and understanding like how you get to change the direction if you want to, you know, to see people get handed that torch of like, I'm in control. I can do this. I'm a co-creator of my existence and my reality of what's happening. And if I decide to stay in a pit of despair, I will, and I can. Or if I decide to move into a beautiful new place and start to love myself and make that change, you can. I mean, my what I said this, and I say it in the book. I said this when I was 19 years old. Whoever said you couldn't change everything in a day didn't have a good enough reason to. You know,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
true. Like, if once you get fed up enough, you have a good enough reason, you can change everything, and you will. And for some people, maybe you just haven't been pressed to that limit yet. Maybe we're really good at like glazing things over, and we just take it in little bits, and that's all we can handle, and that's fine, you know. But I've had some clients that they go all in and like, let's change, let's make it
Yeah.
happen. Is I love that stuff. I
Yeah.
really
And that's what this is. This is change work. And sometimes we're just planting seeds for that change. And sometimes people come in, knock,
with the
pushing the walls down and falling over, going, I have to do something different now. And that's amazing. Well, Michael, thank you so much for sharing your journey with us and talking to us about your spiritual hygiene talk that you'll be doing. We're so excited to have you be a part of Hypno LA. If you'd like to learn more about Michael and his work, be sure to join us at Hypno LA and attend his workshop, Energy Hygiene, Best Self-Care Tips for Hypnotist practitioners and just everyday people.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.